All right. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. All right. We're good. All right. Just give people a little bit of time to get in here. What's going on, Ernestine? Here we go again. Jana, Pamela, Victoria. Oh, Victoria's staying up late over in the UK. Christine, Chris, Australia. All right, let's give it another 45 seconds. We got Norway in the house. Lisa, Christine, Sarah Jane, another UK. Welcome everybody from Facebook, the platforms on Facebook and YouTube. What's happening? Angela, Chris Hamilton, Bella. Let's give it another 30 seconds or so. Let's see what we got here. Marie, it's good to see you. Texas is in the house. Anna Reynolds. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me just kill the music. Maybe I'll turn it down. How about that? Let's see. Just keep it nice and low. Keep the mood. It's Ty's flute. Yeah, that sounds nice. All right, how's it going, everybody? Janet Herman, what's going on? Blue Diamond, Angela Craddy. Daphne, how you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill the music. All right, okay. Sarah K, what's going on? Hey, thanks you for subbing to our channel. We just had an update, and I'm going to show everybody that. So Sarah K, if you just joined, it's changed from the way it looked yesterday. And it's the next phase, the next iteration, but we still got work to do. But we've got something else to talk about, but we are going to visit the new version of the Soulogy Network and talk a little bit about that. Hey, Valerie Rasul, we're still on for that simulated world. We're just moving as quick as we can, but we're not going to be stressed by linear time. So, yeah, it's time for Soulogy Fest 2023. We all know the power of the 369, and this is our third Soulogy Fest. So this one is going to be quite a bit different than the other two. First one was in Sedona, and it was a great initial one. We capped it at 100 people. The second one was for the brave souls that went to Mulberry Mountain in Arkansas, in Ozark, Arkansas, and it was about that many people. But this one's going to be, I would imagine, at least 500 people. With the amount of response that we have, we've got 2 international airports. We've got 30 acres to play in, and we've got 30 days from November the 11th till the festival starts. We have 30 days access to this 30 acres that has a 15,000 square foot pavilion, and we're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,500, more like 5,500 square feet of tents as well. We've got all the electricity we need. A very good friend of mine owns it. His family's had it for a long time, and it just kind of happened. You know, the plan was to try to do it in August or September, but the universe came in and said, no, you're going to do it in December. 8th, 9th, and 10th in Houston, and the place showed itself, and it was quite amazing the way everything's happened. I'm going to show you around a little bit of what we're going to be getting into. Yeah, so Soulogy Fest 2023, it's on the board. We're ready to go. The Soulogy Fest site or page doesn't have near what it's going to have on it, but it's got enough for you to see what's going on. And we've kind of combined it with the network because we want to give people the opportunity to come visit the network. And I'm going to show you around the network too, because it's really part of the package. Soulogy Fest is kind of a improvisational, spontaneous, intuitive, creative, imaginative, and courageous venture. Just as every show that we do, just as every person that walks on to the show for the first time, just as people are now stepping up to create their own shows. So I want to kind of, drive that point across to everybody that it's all really the same energy. It's a spontaneous energy. It's a present moment energy. And this is also to emulate the type of energy that is natural to our nature and that we're all kind of coming into now. There's already people. There are already people that are volunteering, and we're going to have more information on that. How did I bring this over here? Yeah, we're going to have more information on that. We're going to have a section in there, but I'm going to show you all this stuff in a minute. I just want to kind of give you an idea, just a quick rundown of kind of what it's going to look like, and you'll be able to see more and more of this on the Soulogy Fest 2023 page, which is on the Soulogy Network. But I'm going to run through all that. I'm going to show you everything. But, essentially, the theme of this year's Soulogy Fest 2023, and I believe of our lives moving forward, is actually what we're doing, which is kind of everybody is a star. That's the title of it. Everybody is a star. And there is no keynote speaker, and there is no single famous artist or musician. Everybody that comes is going to have the opportunity to be involved in a way that suits them, in a way that resonates with them, whether it be as a presenter, whether it be running a workshop, or maybe a yoga class, or some other kind of class or something like that, or whether it be sharing their artistic skills or their light language or whatever may come. We just make it up as we go. So we're going to fill out the schedule as we have people sign up to come. And we've already had quite a few people commit. So I'm going to start by showing you the new Soulogy Fest, the new Soulogy Network. And I haven't used this in so long. I got to remember how to do it. Isn't that crazy? Okay, this is a film, and this is share screen. Okay, so this is what I want. Let me just get it ready, though. How about that? All right, so let me come back over here and go here. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so if I go back over here and get rid of this. So what you're looking at is, let me just make it bigger. Okay. All right. I just want to be able to see the comments too, just in case something's not copacetic. All right. So everybody can see that, I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. So when you go to the Soulogy Network today, and Sarah Kay had just joined yesterday, so what you're going to look at is totally different now. I want to kind of cover this with everybody because it's part of the offering that we're putting forward for anyone that wants to come to the festival, which is going to be December 8th, 9th, and 10th. So the Soulogy Network is part of it, and this is our next iteration, our next phase of the Soulogy Network. So the first thing I want to tell you is that we're moving pretty quick. I believe that within the next 30 days, easily, we will have an app. We will have an app, a Soulogy app that we're going to make available free to everyone in the public. And that's why this page right here is called the public page. And so what will happen is that anyone will have free access to this page. And this page will, instead of being this video logo, it's going to be a continuous 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, continuous feed of excerpts from all of the Soulogy programming, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about here in a minute. So anybody that hasn't subscribed, and our subscription is $12.12 a month, and anyone that's familiar with it knows that we're building a model that half of every dollar over cost, half of every gross profit dollar, or 1/3 of every gross dollar is going to go back to the people in the community, and I can explain that a little bit more later for those of you who haven't heard that. But so we're going to have an app, and that app's going to be available to the public. It's not going to cost anything, and it's going to give you access to this page. And instead of seeing this logo, you're going to see a continuous run of all the excerpts from all of the Soulogy productions, which is far more than Soul Speaks 5D, far more than the Soul Jams Ty and I do, because we're bringing on a whole bunch of people and inviting everyone and anyone who would like to build their own show, and have them have them be a part of this, and even receive abundance as a result of it. So again, this is the public page. Everybody will have access to it. Everybody will be given the chance to have the Soulogy app for free. They don't have to subscribe. They just have to bring in the sign up, like your email and your name, and you'll have the app. So you'll have an alternative to YouTube and Facebook. Now, even though it's only going to be excerpts playing on this page for those who are not subscribers, it's at least a great alternative with some really quality, substantial programming. People that subscribe will be able to go into the next part of it, and that will be just like, let me just finish on this page. On this page, you'll have the continuous running excerpts, and then you'll have we have a couple of paragraphs here. One will talk about who we are and what we're doing, and the other one will tell you how to join, which is basically $12 a month or $144 a year. Okay, and that's really what this page is going to be. It's really going to be a TV channel, a universal cast, you could call it, as an option or an alternative to YouTube and Facebook or anything else that you might watch or listen to. Now, if you subscribe, then you come into Soulogy Main Street. And Soulogy Main Street is basically a news feed in chronological order of every single thing that's produced from this network. And like I said, it's going to be a lot more than Soul Speaks 5D. Here's our first collaborator, Glennis Rowe, who is producing a show called Seamless. And we've got many other people, including the next person you see here, Pamela from Higher Vibrations. She's coming in with the show. Angie Willow Love is coming with a show called Under the Willow Tree. There's many people that are coming to develop their own show, and we're going to support the people to do that in this kind of co-op environment. We're just now adding some other pieces, and one of those pieces is I don't have the pretty one up yet, but it's going to be a calendar where people can come in and see what's showing and when. It's going to be a lot prettier than this. But I just wanted to kind of show you what we're doing, and then we'll get on to the Soulogy Fest part. But I want to show you where we're headed with this. The Soulogy Marketplace will have its first 2 items put up here in the next day or two. I've got Soulogy t-shirts for men and Soulogy t-shirts for women in many colors, like 20 different colors. We'll also go ahead and put up a Soulogy Fest t-shirt for men and women with the 15 or 20 colors. And we can cover Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, United States, and I believe other parts of Europe as well. But we'll certainly figure out a way to get our merchandise to everybody. Now, the other thing is that this page that you're looking at, this format that you're looking at, is going to be really that we're setting the template for everyone else, because eventually we're going to get to a point where everybody has the same type of thing they have with Facebook / YouTube and so on. We're going to have a combination of Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Etsy, and your own web page all in one place. And that's what we're starting to build here with what you call soul producers. Here's our dear friend Franco Di Nicola. We're going to change this name, by the way, Reachers. But here's what Kimberly has put up, where they will have the same type of setup, and eventually with instant messaging and all that stuff. But so we're really working on this right now, and it's kind of in its infancy still. But you can see that. Let me just give you another example here, like with Glennis, where people have come in and filled out their universe, so to speak, and they start to build something internally. Rather than just being kind of an outward universal growth, it's an internal universal growth. So it kind of mirrors ourselves and mirrors creation, in that things are as infinite outward as they are inward. And so beyond that, we're just developing this page, which will be the model for everybody else. And we're going to have the people, everybody will have a soul producer page at some point. The soul producers are really the people that are helping us to, and everyone's invited to do that, helping us to formulate and customize the social community aspect for everyone. And so I'm just showing you a little example of what, like, Soulogy is a person basically, and has a page, and this is kind of how it goes. So we have something called Soul Speaks 5D. So all of our episodes are here. Here's our first producer, which is Glennis Harris Rowe out of South Africa, and she's doing a show called Seamless, and so she'll develop the same thing here. And then here's another example with Soul Jams that Ty and I do, and then these things can continue to be built and added onto, which is a little bit different of a feature than you have with YouTube and Facebook. Again, this is a combination of a Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Etsy, and your own website all in one place. I don't want to spend too much time on that. What I will tell you is that we are adding more and more and more content. By the end of August, we will have 50 hours a week of live programming, and we'll be cutting out of those 50 hours, or out of those 50 hours, we'll be cutting about 300 excerpts, or about 6 excerpts per hour, and we'll be putting those excerpts out onto social media, but also running on our channel feed, which again will be something that people will be able to see with the app. Now let me go ahead and show you the Soulogy Fest part. And again, we'll be adding a whole lot to this. I just wanted to get some basics out right now, and really understanding that, just like our show, and anyone that's been on the show knows that I don't talk to people before and get a list of questions or get questions submitted to me. When Ty and I make music, we don't rehearse anything. Everything is just by the seat of our pants. So it's spontaneous, intuitive, creative, imaginative, and courageous. The virtues of the I Am Soul that we all are. And so really, this is how the Soulogy Fest is going, as well as the first two went this way as well. But this one's a little bit different because it's going to be quite a bit bigger. I did just get, and I'm going to show you some schematics of the property itself. I know the Soulogy Fest map, Google map is not working right now, but we'll get it fixed. I'm going to show you some of the pictures of the site and show you what we're doing on it. But anyway, I don't want to get off track too much. I don't know how Pamela can do her lives and be able to read stuff at the same time. It's kind of difficult for me. Okay, so what was I saying? So this page that I'm about to show you, it's in the making, and it's in the making because it's really going to be predetermined or predicated by who's coming, and we're going to fill out the schedule and really further design the site plan as we know who's coming and who wants to be involved. Okay, so when you come on to the Soulogy Network and you go to Soulogy Fest 2023, just click here as the sign says. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot here going on right now. It just shows the time and date. We're going to make this a little prettier. Over here to the right of it is supposed to be a map, but it's not showing up right now. It was showing yesterday, but something happened. It is in Houston, Texas. It's on the south side of Houston, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So I just want to read this to you. It's Soulogy community invites you to join us December 8th through 10. And it's possible, if there's enough interest, that we'll actually even be open a few days before with some workshops and some gatherings, maybe as early as that Monday or Tuesday. We have access to it from November the 15th approximately until, we have it for about 30 days, and we're going to get to go decorate it and do some really cool stuff and really make it our own place, our own little universe. The celebration this year is with the theme Everybody is a Star, as I talked about, unveiling the attributes of the New Earth experience and embodiment, where everyone in attendance will be given the opportunity to present, perform, share their stories, their gifts, their abilities, and their higher self and soul sensitivities. So it's a format in which all participants are key speakers and performers. And so with that in mind, we're going to build the festival schedule from those attending this event. In addition, we're going to have some workshops, and we're also going to have an interactive tent for children and young people. Ashley Lee and Kate Lumley are going to kind of be involved with that, and I think there's some other people that would like to be involved with that as well, because they've told me this is going to be a drug and alcohol-free event, which takes place on 30 acres in the South Houston area. We've got plenty of room. We're going to have a vendor package that I'll release this weekend, but it's going to be based on the number of people, number of tickets sold. So it's kind of like prime real estate, the vendor packages, and I'm gonna offer 4 this weekend, and the first 4, they will be kind of an early bird price. And it's going to be a heck of a package, because we're looking at probably having about 500 people, give or take 100, and it could go higher, but I'm just going to say 500, give or take 100. We're going to have probably somewhere around 15 to 20 vendors. So it's going to be very worthwhile for vendors. Because I know on the smaller ones, I wasn't at the second Soulogy Fest, as everybody knows, but I know at the first one we had about 8, and they all did very well. They all did like between, I want to say like 800, 900, 1,000, but I know some got up to like the 7,000 and 8,000 categories. So it's a really good place for someone to come and consider being a vendor. I'll have more information on that. I'll also just interject here that we've got plenty of space with 30 acres. We're not going to be using the whole 30 acres, but I would imagine we're probably, looking at the map on Google Maps, and I measured it out a little bit. We're looking at a considerable amount, but there's well over 1,000, 2,000 parking spaces. This is a property that has, up to 4,000 or 5,000 people at one time. We won't be having that many, but we got plenty of space. There will be food trucks. And we will be working creatively with others in terms of the food offering, but we're going to keep it separate because it just works better that way. But we are aware that people have diets that are important to them, and we have facilitated that in the past 2 festivals. As far as RV hookups, we've got plenty of space if you're self-contained. We'll have porta potties. There is electricity, a lot of electricity, but I don't think we can commit to anything like that right now. But certainly there is plenty of space, and I talked to the owner a couple of nights ago. Overnight is no problem at all. There's a lot of accommodations nearby. I'm looking at because this is a big city, and we're in kind of a remote area on the south side of this city. It's a very safe area. It's a very unique area, and what I want to do is kind of scope out the best areas to be for, not just for location, but also for accessibility, because Houston's got a lot of highways, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to direct most people toward the downtown area and some of the older suburbs around the downtown area, because it's a straight shot down to get there. South Houston, 30 acres, yeah. So it's just a little bit north of Leak City, LaPorte, Clear Lake, and that type of thing, Pearland, and you could even stay in some of those areas if you know the area. So, okay. So at the bottom of this, it says stay tuned to this site for constant updates as we build the festival from the ground up. Now, these are some of the people that have already committed to coming. Todd Medina, I think you know him. Kristen Vambeset, she's coming from Norway. She's committed. Ty Hudnall, obviously coming in from Sedona. Pamela, our sister from Higher Vibrations, she's coming in from Washington State, and she's bringing her beautiful star child. And I would encourage anyone that's considering coming, don't hesitate if you have children. They're welcome to come. We are going to have two 20 by 20, so basically 800 square feet of children-friendly tents. One of those is going to be strictly for children, and the other one is going to be kind of built out by Kate Lumley and her Utopia universe. So it ought to be really, really, really cool. So between that 800 square feet, there's going to be a lot of stuff that will be attractive to children, and I'm sure people are going to step up, and we got plenty of room. It's 62, 65 degrees in December. Doesn't rain hardly at all in December in Houston, like maybe 5 days. We're going to have plenty of coverage if it does, people are going to step up, and we're going to create this together. It's not going to be in a traditional way, because Soulogy is not traditional. We got Dr. Joe coming from Liverpool, England, which is very cool. We've got some other people that are talking about coming from England and other places. Samantha Rodriguez is coming from Mexico. Anna Toothman is coming from Idaho. There's a lot of other people that I've talked to that are coming. I don't have their stuff up here yet. I threw these up so people could get an idea of what we're looking at, but I am going to reach out to people and make sure that if they want to participate, and I'll give you an example. Ernestine Day is coming from Canada. She'll be a performer. And I will get her picture up here and get her little bio up here. And just while everybody's here, if you are going to come and you want to be a presenter or a performer or do a workshop or whatever the case is, send me your picture to soulogynetwork@gmail.com and a little bio just that we can put on here so people can be familiar with you. Now, I want to get to now here is our agenda. I've just put Thursdays in here right now to fill some space. I know on Thursday we're going to have a pre-festival mixer and concert, and that's going to run from 7 p.m. until 11 or whenever we decide to quit. This is going to be interactive, just like all the Soulogy gatherings, where whoever's in the audience can come up, just like our open mics, just like our artistic open mics. So it's going to be just kind of a chill kind of thing on Thursday night. I will add the agendas for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and should we have any offerings earlier in the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like workshops or things like that, I will add that in here as well. We have the luxury of having this facility from around November 11th to 15th, somewhere around there. We'll have it. Let's just say by the middle of November, we have full access to it. We're going to be able to go to fix this place up any way we want, and I really invite you all to seriously consider it. It's very nice weather this time of year in the United States, one of the more southern regions. It's not going to be hot, but it's not going to be cold at all. It's typically about 62 to 65 degrees, so it ought to be really nice. Now I want to talk about the tickets. And I want to explain to you what they're all about. I'm really just going to stick with the early bird on-site tickets, which are good through September the 30th. So we got 2 months. It will be online, and I'll cover that. I also want to add I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, what it is we're encouraging. We're basically have 3 offerings. If you are currently an annual member of the Soulogy Network, or if you become an annual member before you buy your ticket, you're eligible for this $199 early bird price. If you're an annual member after September 30th, it'll be $288, which is still a good deal considering what they charge for these festivals, and even this is a lot less than what we charged in the past. Now, so if you're an annual member today, if you're a founding soul or you're an I am soul status, either one of those, an annual member, your ticket is $199. and if you want to go buy an annual membership and then apply and then get this, that would run you $343, which is $25 or $26 less than this offering over here on the far left. Now the one on the far left is for anyone that's a non-member today, and what we will do for $369, in addition to the attendance on site, is you get 6 months of a free membership on the Soulogy network if you purchase this ticket. So either way, you're in good shape. If you buy the ticket for if you become a member for $144, then you get the $199 price. That's $343. If that doesn't appeal to you, you can pay the $369, and you get 6 months of free membership to the Soulogy network. Now, for those who are monthly members, who are paying monthly, which is most of the people that we have, what we're doing here is we're offering for $333, and you get a full year membership with that. So your membership would convert into a full year for $333. So these are the early bird offerings that we have. The prices, you can see, will go up just a little over $100 once we get to October 1st. But this is a very good offering when you consider festivals. It's 3 full days, and we're probably going to have, or really, if you come on Thursday, it's 4 days, because we're going to have a gathering Thursday, and we may have one earlier in that week. We'll see how this materializes. So that's the early bird pricing, and you can see this on the site. We are going to have online access as well. We're going to do this in a very professional manner this year. We're actually hiring a professional company, a guy out of LA, that's going to have it set up. We're going to be having a drone. We're going to have 3 cameras. We're probably going to end up having 2 stages. We're certainly going to have at least 3 things going on at once, so to speak, and we want to film it all. So we should have, we are having, I'm sorry, I can't do both. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I'm real excited for anyone so we're gonna have really good footage, I guess is what I'm saying. We're talking about like 4K, and above. And that's part of what the cost is going to be, because we want to make sure that we capture as much as we can. I would imagine we'll have at least 3 cameras, 3 high-level cameras, and a drone, and as well as some maybe people walking around and with their phones or that type of thing as well. But we really want to put together a kick-ass documentary and really show the world what Soulogy is all about. And as we keep building this thing, and as we all know, it's built for the community, it's built by the community. I want to stress too that the 5D financial model for the festival is exactly like the network, and that means we try to keep the cost at a third, and then a third goes to the contributors, okay, and then a third goes to the house, to reinvest and to function. This is how we operated the first one, this is how we operated the second one, and this is how we're going to operate the third one, and this is how the network will be operated. And if you've heard me talk about the network before, when we get to 10,000 people, we will have basically $1.44 million annual budget, and 1/3 of that will go to the content creators, or about $500,000 a year, $40,000 a month. So if a person comes on and they have a show that develops and it has some traction, and they get 2% of the engagement every month, then they're going to be getting 2% of $40,000. They're going to be getting $800 for doing a show once a week and sharing themselves with the community. So we will have online access. For non-members, it's $144, but you will get 2 months free membership. For our month-to-month people, it's $111, and for our annual people, it's $99. So we will have that. I am going to share the address soon, and I'm going to do a lot of stuff this weekend. I'm also going to jump on here several times more this weekend, and I will have some maps. But while we're on that, let me go ahead and I'll show you some of the. Let me just find them. I'll kind of show you. I need to figure this out. Hang on. Let me get rid of this. Boom. Let me go back here for a second so I can get my, okay. So let me show you a little bit of what it looks like. Let me just find the, let me find it first, hang on. I need to get this. Okay, let me find the best picture. This is probably the best picture right here. So let me go back here, boom, and okay. And let me make this a little bigger. All right, okay. So you can see that this whole area up in here is all, and it's a lot bigger than that, and I'll show you some more. But this big building right here, and I'm going to do some, we're going to get some graphic artists to help us make like a composite of what this is going to look like. But basically what's going to happen is we are going to partition all of this area out here, all the way down here, all across the back, and all across the front. So all of our vendors will be on the sides, in the back, on this side here, and then the big tents will be out in front. I've got some better pictures than this, so let me see if I can find one. Like here's another one of the pavilion. Okay, so there's the pavilion, and you can see this is 15,000 square feet. We have kind of walls that we can drop down here. On the left here, you can see there's a concession. These are what do they call those? Like the things that you put on the train. Containers. They're containers. And obviously you can see we got a lot of space. You can see to the right over here there's a lot of space. To the left here there's a lot of space. And I'm going to dress it up and show people what it's going to look like through artistic renditions. Let me go back over here to the comments, and then we can go back. It looks like okay, so what do we got here? It's an outdoor venue. Yes, it's an outdoor venue, but that 15,000 square foot pavilion, we can drop walls on it. It's a mild time of year. You know, it's a very temperate time of year. So like I said, it's about 62 to 65 degrees. If for some reason it did get cold, we could get heaters. We're also going to have a very large tent, about 4,000 square feet, which is going to have walls. We're also going to have a couple of tents that are 400 square feet each, and they're going to have walls. It sounds like they're going to have walls as well. Those are kind of being done in collaboration with others. And then the vendor tents are going to be up to the vendors if they want to have walls. But yeah, it is outdoor in that sense. The great thing about it is all that space you saw in front of it. That's all we can. I mean, we had probably, I'm guessing, we probably had 15, maybe 15 to 20 overnights, RVs, campers, and stuff at the certainly at the first one, and I think at the second one as well. So I would imagine if we extrapolate that and we have 500 people come, now obviously we'll probably have say 100, 100 to 150 maybe come from the local metropolitan area or nearby metropolitan areas. But I would imagine if it's like the other Soulogy Fest and that percentage holds, we're probably going to have 40 or 50 RVs. So there'll be a lot of people parking in the parking lot and staying for the whole weekend, which is going to be kind of cool. It's going to be like everything else. It's going to be what we make it. So I will be putting the address out. I want to put the address out, but I want to examine, like I said earlier, the areas that are most conducive for Airbnbs and hotels. I know the city very well. I just want to do a little bit of checking. It's a really good location if you're coming from the south. It's a good location if you're coming from downtown. It's a good location if you're coming from the west. The east, I probably wouldn't go to the east. But the southeast, the south, the southwest, the west, and the north up to the downtown and the older suburb areas are really good and would be a really cool place for people if they're going to get an Airbnb. So I know a lot of people are going to go in on Airbnbs like they did last year. I've already had some people contact me about it this year, so I want to do some homework. And I will say this too: Houston is by far. I've lived all over the country and traveled all over the country, and Houston is by far the least expensive of the major metropolitan areas in this country. You just don't find the pricing. I mean, I was just looking at some of the hotels that were up and down the highway, which is not a heavily populated area, and they were, many of them were like $80, you know. But I would say, yeah, it's a much more reasonable place to visit or live when it comes to. Okay, let's see. How am I going to get my staff out there? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm glad you like the pricing structure. Will there be possibility to have offerings virtually or just for people actually there? I think we can look at that. I think we need to see how it goes. We do have a good internet there. We're going to handle that with our own devices in terms of putting on the program. It will be online, and there will be freestyle. I'm just going through the questions here. I will post the address over this weekend and some very clear, just parameters on suggestions on areas, and then we'll also have, of course, you can send any questions or like that. You can send to soulogynetwork@gmail.com, and we'll be glad to provide any information. Like somebody's talking about Pearland. Pearland would be a good place to stay. So would League City, although you could probably stay somewhere a little bit closer. Okay, I talked about that already. Yeah, but there's plenty of accommodations, very reasonable. Okay, what about setup? Would you need assistance? Yeah, we'll be talking to people about that. It depends, because a lot of our setup is going to be done in, I would say, we're gonna have like some stuff to do 4 weeks in advance. We're going to be going out there and decorating the place. We're going to be getting this material that's about 8 feet tall, and we're going to create a perimeter of the area that we're going to use, and then I'm going to get a bunch of banners, and there's just going to be a lot of stuff to do. So I'll definitely be putting the word out there, and I'll go back to the let me just pull it up. But I'm going to go back to the let's see, hang on. Let me go back to the website, and how did that happen? Okay, hang on. I'm confused. Oh wait, okay, I gotta go over here. That's why. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is over here, if you look over here where it says Soulogy Fest, I'm gonna add some categories here below it. I'm gonna add vendors, I'm gonna add volunteers, I'm going to add some other things. And by the way, we will have an EMT on site, so we will have medical, and we will have security as well. We don't expect any issues. Both of the people that that accommodated us on the venues the last 2 Soulogy Fests remarked how chill our people were. So I'm just letting everybody know, just for security and safety purposes, we will have security. Just to keep things whole, and also we will have medical attention, dedicated medical attention as well. But I'll be adding some things here this weekend. That will also include a list of areas and even hotels and areas for Airbnbs, and then also a bulletin board. So there'll be a bulletin board here as well, where we can coordinate things as we've done on Facebook the last couple of years. I think we could still do that, but I think that it'd probably make more sense if we do it on this site here, because a lot of the people that are going to be coming are going to be members of the network, basically, based on the ticket purchase. Because again, if you look at the ticket purchase, these folks here at $369 are getting 6 months free. These folks here are already members, and they're getting 12 months free. 12 months is part of it, and then these people are already annual members. So I think it would make a lot of sense for us to go ahead and put the bulletin board here. I plan on working all weekend to really tie all this together and see who purchases tickets, so we can continue to build out the the agenda or the schedule. And what there was another thing I was going to say. Oh, and we're also having a promotion. So there's a promotion, and it involves the first 30 tickets that are purchased. Once we have 30 tickets purchased, and it seems like several people have already purchased, based on the comments, out of those first 30 tickets, we're going to draw one free ticket. So I'm going to get like a hat and then get those names in there, and then we're going to choose, and that person will have a free ticket. We'll also be running more promotions as well. And we'll be having some fun with this. We'll be having the people that are coming on and that are filling out the schedules, being presenters and performers. We're going to be doing shows with them. We're also going to be highlighting a lot of those people, or several of those people are also going to be producing their own show. These shows are going to be rolled out between now and the end of August. And like I said, we should probably have, I would guess, probably in the neighborhood of about 12 to 15 more shows besides Soul Speaks 5D and besides the Soul Jams that Ty and I do and the other stuff that we do. And so it's going to be exciting. All of it's kind of converging together, and it's really going to be exciting. I'm going to just go through these again. Let's see. We could communicate in the Soulogy Fest group on Facebook, but the problem is it's kind of become like a regular group, and there's just a lot of different stuff in there. I really feel like that having a bulletin board or a community board here on the site would be much more beneficial, and we can build it out, with maps. And that's one thing I'm going to be working hard on this weekend, is putting a site plan together so we can show where the tents are going to be, show where the parking is, and everything like that. It's a lot of work. I don't mind doing it because I know through the downloads I've received since January that this is going to be one hell of an event. It's going to be kind of a coming out party, and it's going to take us into 2024. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. Let's see here. Okay, I think I got everybody here so far. I talked about the promotion. So yeah, anybody that's coming in the door, the first 30 people, we're going to have a free giveaway, and then we'll come up with the next promotion. So we're going to try to get creative. We're going to try to give back as much as we can. Let's see here. And that's what we've always done. I mean, if you go back to the first Soulogy Fest, we had a lot of big names, but we also had, because the Soulogy Fest is a half music, you could say, and half speakers, but also half audience participation and half people that we had scheduled. This year it's going to be strictly all from the audience, right? And but the people will tell you that we paid well, and so it's going to be the same thing here. We're going to take that portion of the profit and we're going to divide it up amongst people. Very much like the design of the network, which has all been downloaded over the years, and I've talked about it a lot, this 5D commerce. So yeah, it's a lot. It's going to be exciting. Tell your friends about it. It's really affordable when you take it into consideration with other events. I'm very familiar with them. I've covered a lot of them for Soulogy over the years. The pricing here is very good. Even the regular pricing is very affordable, especially when you consider, very attractive when you consider the fact, even with the regular pricing, there's going to be the 6 months free and the 12 month free. You know what I mean? And then the really reduced price if you're already an annual member. Probably the best way to do it is to purchase. Is become an annual member at $144 and then get that $199. That's probably the best way to go if you're not already an annual member. So yeah, this is going to be awesome. Robin says that people in Houston that haven't heard of Soulogy would want to go. And see, I'm in Montrose. I'm in the oldest and coolest, most eclectic suburb probably in the country. And my daughter and her boyfriend, who is the owner of this property, know everybody in this suburb. I mean, I can't go anywhere to the coffee shops or to the juice store, and everybody knows me because I know them. And so we're going to be doing a lot of marketing locally. We're going to be pushing for young parents to bring their children. There will be a cost to be a vendor, but I can promise you that the vendors are going to do very well. the vendors are going to do extremely well. And I will roll out the vendor part this weekend. I will tell you that this weekend we will offer the first 4 vendor spots. We're going to pretty much do 4 or 5 per 100 people, because I want to make sure that the vendors do very well. But it is prime real estate because of the number of people that are going to be there. So I just want to make that clear. Now I will say this, that the vendors will obviously get, basically a vendor is got 2 slots, because you need 2 people when you're a vendor, and you're going to have basically 2 free tickets. So you get to come to the festival, and that in itself is a great value. So when you add the first 4 vendor slots are going to be the least expensive, and so I'm looking at putting them out fairly, and then giving people time to submit what they want to do, like maybe 72 hours, and then in some equitable, judicious way, selecting the 4 that make the most sense. Most likely it'll be the first 4 if they make sense, to be fair to people. But I'm going to put that out. I'll announce it beforehand. I'll make sure that everybody, because our best vendor on the first one, she came from out of the country, and she did almost $8,000, and there was only 100 people. So the vendor thing is a very it's a very powerful proposition, and we're going to treat it with the respect and honor that it deserves. On that note as well, if anybody knows of anyone who would be interested in being a sponsor, then we're not just for the festival, but for the network, or we would look at both. I would say that please contact me. We're looking for a substantial sponsor, not someone that has a shitload of money. That's not the point, but someone who's grounded and who's founded, got a good foundation, has a good product that makes sense for us and for our community. And if you know anyone like that, let me know, because this is the type of festival that a sponsor that makes sense could do very, very well for a typical sponsor contribution, and anything that comes in from sponsorship, we're going to put right into making this most kick-ass thing that we could have. It's going to be a very colorful site. We're going to do a lot with that. Kate Lumley's going to have 400 square feet of utopia, or a good part of that anyway. We're going to kind of run that adjacent to the kids area. We're going to work all that stuff out. But if you know anyone that wants to be a sponsor, or is interested in being a sponsor with the type of crowd that we're going to have, which I can get with them on the demographics, which is pretty much, although it's been changing, we're getting more people that are in the 18 to 35 range than ever before. But our crowd tends to be 35 and up. Jason Estes, I don't know yet. He was at the first one. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think anyone that's interested, just pass the word. Well, that's pretty much it. Just look for a lot of stuff this weekend. I'm going to be adding a lot to it. I wanted to get this out as quick as possible so people could get an idea of what we're doing and purchase their early bird tickets, and give them plenty of time to do that. If you have any questions, you can write to me directly at soulogynetwork@gmail.com. And I'm looking forward to having a great show, a great festival. It's going to definitely have a mixer. It's technically we're going to have something Thursday night. We're going to have obviously Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's loose. It's not like rigid. Soulogy's not like that. There'll probably be things starting as early as 8 in the morning, but I'm talking about like a yoga class or meditation class or some other type of interactive thing. We're going to let the people build it, And but I mean, I think as far as the stage goes, we're probably going to run from probably like 2 to 10 every day, but we'll actually have people on the stage probably as early as 11 or 12. And we'll probably run. We'll close the night out around 9:30 or 10, and then we'll do a concert, with Ty orchestrating everything, and I guess I'll kind of MC it, and then we'll invite people up with their instruments and to dance and so on. We're out in the middle of, it's crazy. We're in the middle of one of the biggest cities in the country, but we're in a very remote area. Nobody can hear us, and it's just like the most perfect place you can imagine. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, giving me the time and all the support and love and contributions over the years. I just want to take a real quick look at the schedule. I want to see what we have. We had Susan Amara had to back out today. She wasn't feeling too well. But we got Vanita is coming tomorrow. And so is Susan Bornstein. And then we got Elsa Dillon on Saturday. And Sunday might be Susan Amara. Most likely it will be. And then Monday we got Laura Mitchell is jamming with us. But I'm going to keep filling out the schedule. We also have tomorrow, Saturday, Seamless with Glennis Rowe and her first collaborator, Jessica Black. They're going to be doing their second episode of Seamless. I think the time is going to change. I think she wrote me an email, but it's going to be on Saturday, I'm sure. But yeah, just keep looking for more programming. So let me just repeat this. Anyone that wants to produce their own show and create their own show on the Soulogy Network, no matter where you are in the world, then we are affording that opportunity. The only thing we ask is that you join the community. It's $12.12 a month or $144 for a year. You will get that back because these shows are going to generate a lot of interest for themselves, but also for the community. Any of these shows, any of these episodes can go viral. But as a producer, you'll be on the ground floor. You'll be able to put merchandise in the store. You'll be able to offer your services, offer your products, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really a no-brainer. One transaction and you get it back. I'm not going to try to ever sell Soulogy as a financial proposition. It's really, I pay $12.12 a month, and I can show you the proof of it. I bought the first one at $12.12 a month, it's just kind of to keep the container clean. That's why we only have one rule at the Soulogy Network, and that is all of our full-length stuff is original. It's produced here. It's kept in-house, lives and replays full length. But we will release excerpts for all of our shows out onto social media on all the different ways to do that through reels and stories and just regular. We'll put those out to expand awareness of what we're doing at Soulogy Network. And then if you have a show where you have guests like Soul Speaks 5D, we do give the guest a full-length editable copy, and they can share it anywhere they want to. So again, thank you very much. If you want to be a producer, come on over to Soulogy Network. If you want to come and be a part of the third Soulogy Fest, which is going to be 500 people, give or take, and very affordable for a festival at a very cool time of year when it's cold in a lot of parts of the country and the world. It's going to be nice, and hope to see you here. Thank you very much, and see you this weekend for more stuff. More stuff coming our way. Well, Leon, hopefully she'll be here. That would be even better. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.